welcome to the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Amy Flynn, and this is my first video for the channel, but our show's fourth video in our content series titled the Premier's 15 Ultimate Team. And I'm excited to say today we are joined by the 2019 Women Player of the Year and Richmond royalty, Laura Kapo. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And you, how are you? How is lockdown for you? Like, what's a typical day for you at the moment?
I feel like all the days are kind of melded into one at the moment. I'm not quite sure what day of the week it is today anyway, but I'm just sort of getting lots of stuff done around the house and in the garden, and my next challenge is my driveway, so I'm not quite sure how and when I'm going to start that, but yeah, it's just keeping busy.
Yeah, so we're just going to go straight into it. Obviously, you've scored yourself out of 104 set of skills that we've given you. The first one was pace, and you gave yourself 74. I think that's quite a strong start.
Yeah, I would have gone higher if they had like more of a gradient to run down. That tends to be a little bit faster. Running with the wind tends to be a little bit faster, but yeah, 74 I thought was fair.
And for strength, you went for 80, and that's quite high again. But for you, would you say is your strength upper body, lower body, bit of both?
Probably more traditional my lower body. My upper body strength's not very good. I don't like admitting it, but it isn't. My lower body is a lot better, so I've got a lot more power on my legs than I do my upper body. Yeah.
So what stopped you from, maybe giving yourself the 20 points extra to make it?
Probably just maybe more the inconsistency. It depends if I'm tired and fatigued. My strength isn't really there as much, and definitely my upper body strength definitely lets me down.
So for handling, you went for 75. Do you think that's something improved since you started all those years ago when you were 17, or?
Yeah, no, definitely has. Because when I first started playing, I wasn't really, because I didn't really know the rules at all. I'd never played rugby, never watched rugby. So if I was given the ball, if I attempted to pass it, I was either passing it forward or I was trying to pass it like I would a netball. So it wasn't really catchable. So all I was really told at the beginning was if you get given the ball, just run with it until you can't run anymore. So either someone's tackled you or you've scored a try, at which point you can stop and then it's fine. So I was never really taught how to pass. It was never really a thing. It was just as long as you can catch, it's fine. So my handling got really good at being able to catch, and I could pretty much catch any ball depending on how it's delivered. So high, low, right in front of me, sometimes to the side or behind. So I feel like my handling is pretty high, but like more of my passing rate isn't as consistent.
And defence, you gave yourself 60. That's a bit low,
Yeah, so I've had a few injuries recently over the last couple of years, and
yeah,
time out from the game kind of probably put me off of my defensiveness a little bit, and I actually picked up a couple of injuries from defending. So yeah, I know that it's probably the weaker part of my game, and no one really wants to admit that either. It is the weaker part of my game, but I think I can only ever have like one textbook tackle every couple of weeks, and then after that, the rest of them is just kind of like this weird grabbing thing. It's not
just
great.
hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. Wait for someone else to join me for the tackle.
So obviously, probably for training and reflection purposes and sports analysis, you've looked back on certain aspects of your game, but did you find it hard to rate yourself?
Yeah, it was difficult because I think you usually kind of wait for feedback a lot from either coaches or other players or maybe other teams even telling you like how well you've done or giving you their feedback from an observer's point of view. And it's quite hard to rate yourself when you're playing. And then looking back at the video, you kind of also get a bit lost at watching what everyone else is doing. So it's quite hard to go back and rate yourself. So I did find it a bit of a challenge, but I hoped I was as honest as I could be.
So probably no surprise that your lowest score was kicking. You gave yourself 28, which is better than what Harlequins number 8 Jade Conkle gave us. She gave herself 4, so it's better than that, but it's probably not an essential part to your gameplay.
It's definitely not. I know if I've had to kick before, I've got the power. Maybe just the direction is a little bit off. It could pretty much go in any 360-degree direction, which is why it's great that you don't actually have to kick the ball in a specific direction. It's not like passing backwards, so it can go. But yeah, just being able to sort of think with precision, I'm going to go in for that top left-hand corner, and it goes somewhere else, or just dribbles on the floor, or on the odd occasion where it doesn't even make contact with my foot. So yeah, kicking's not a strong point.
Is there an occasion that you can think of where it did go right?
There's one occasion on tour where we were on a sevens tour back in the 2017 Women's World Cup to Ireland, and we were in a sevens tournament at Malone's sevens rugby ground, and we switched the backs and the forwards. We made all the backs go play in the forwards. Us forwards all went in the back line, had a great time. So I was playing at 10 and putting a chip and chase over the defensive line within their 22, and was surprised at myself that not only did I make contact with the ball, it went over the top of where I was expecting it to be. I collected the ball and then popped the ball off to another prop, Alex Zudnek, or Polish, who then went and scored a try like dead under the sticks. I think the surprise on both of our faces kind of told the story, and just the shock of everyone else around us, like, that worked. And we were like, yeah, it did, brilliant. So that's probably the golden moment ever of kicking. Otherwise, there's a lot of horror stories.
Something you've rated yourself a little bit better on is your skill. You gave yourself 70, so that's your vision, your footwork.
Yeah, I think I've been playing the game long enough to kind of read the game quite well. So I think I've probably seen like all the different like various scenarios, whether we're winning or losing or drawing, when you've had bad referees, good referees, whether someone's defensive line can be where their weaker points are. So identifying different elements of the game, I suppose, kind of gives me good vision in that sense. Yeah, I suppose length of tenure is good.
Yeah. So the highest score you gave yourself was for your set piece. That was 85.
Again, just because of repetitiveness over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it a lot.
Yeah, lots of but that's in the front, in the forwards, or the backs as well. So set piece moves, particularly whether it's a scrum, a line out, or a set move in the backs. Yeah, just repetitiveness of doing it a lot helps.
And finally, you gave yourself 63 for stamina. That's not repetitiveness, is it? That doesn't get better with.
No, so it fluctuates depending probably on my mood. If I get really angry in a game, all of a sudden you'll see my stamina just shoot up. And then as I start to calm down, it kind of comes back down the other side. So it kind of levels itself out to around about 60. It just depends on, I suppose, my mood, the weather, whether it's hot, whether I'm on astro, or the artificial pitches, whether I'm on mud. If I'm on mud, it's a lot better. I'm not as well. I'm not a great player in the heat. As soon as it's sunny and warm, I just don't like it. I just switch off from playing. I'm good in the cold.
The weather's good at the moment, though, right?
Weather's lovely at the moment. I've been outside working on my tan. Can tell. I've got a little bit of colour. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be even hotter tomorrow, which is nice as well.
I know,
So,
can't wait.
yeah.
So overall, that gave you a score of 67.
Cool.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's the number.
Not to put you down, that is the lowest score we've had out of the
Someone's got to be
on. Exactly. So Rachel, who nominated you, she got 75. You know, who cares? But who would you like to nominate and why for the Premier's 15 Ultimate Team?
So I nominated Ellie Boatman. She joined us at Richmond this year, back at pre-season, and she had an outstanding season with us. And she brought a lot of sort of freshness to the back line, a lot of new ideas and sort of new ways of thinking. So that was, she was a really good player and a brilliant team player as well. So she's an asset to Richmond. She's also an asset to any team she plays in. So for that, I nominated her.
Fab. So Laura, this is your stats card.
That's so cool.
We will send that over to you, and if you can post it on your socials if you wish.
Yep.
It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Hope you enjoyed the rest of the lockdown as much as you can. Get your drive done. We look forward to seeing you on the pitch next season, we hope.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Speak to you soon.
Thank you for watching the Women's Rugby Show's Premier 15 Ultimate Team with the lovely Laura Kapo. If you haven't already, go check out the other 3 videos in the series, give this video a like, and watch out for the next video with Laura's nomination Ellie Boatman. Subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss it, and to check out all other things women's rugby, and follow us on social media at the Women's Rugby Show.